don't really mind being alone. I guess I'm kind of like my dad in that way.
Hello besties, Diva here. If you hear some humming in the background, it's my car running. Diva here, I'm a Libra, hence Diva the Libra. I'm happy you're here if you're new, and if you're not, hi again. We are going to the library. Well, technically I'm already here. I'm going to drop off some books, and then I'm going to pick up a hold that I have for this book titled One Dark Window, which I feel like it's fall. I feel like it's the perfect time to, I feel like I'm so often like daunted by the idea of like getting into a fantasy book, but then like once the minute that I'm like in it, I feel like I'm like, oh, and so I feel like I want to get back into it, and I feel like I not only keep hearing about it, but like the cover, I've heard the title enough that I'm like, okay, something is sticking, so let's go return these books and then pick up my hold. Well, let's turn on the car first. Got the hold. Okay. I'm putting my seatbelt. Oh my god. Okay. Got the book that I wanted. Well, let me just show it to you guys. Isn't she a little beaut? I feel like I'm falling back in love with like reading physically. I feel like in college and especially high school, I became very much like a ebook girly because I could not lug like my whole library from home to school, and I just feel like with all the physical books I had to read for my major and for school, I just could not do more of that, so I started really leaning into like using Libby, reading like virtually, but I feel like I'm falling in love with like having like a book in my hand again, which feels nice. Elspeth Spindle needs more than luck to stay safe in the Eyrie. I feel like that says Misty, but a word is cut off. Kingdom of Blunder. She needs a monster. She calls him the Nightmare, an ancient mercurial spirit trapped in her head. He protects her. He keeps her secrets. But nothing comes for free, especially magic. When Elspeth? That's really gonna mess me up the whole book. When Elspeth meets a mysterious highwayman on the forest road, her life takes a drastic turn. Thrust into a world of shadow and deception, she joins a dangerous quest to cure Blunder of the dark magic infecting it, except the highwayman just so happens to be the king's own nephew, captain of the most dangerous men in Blunder, guilty of high treason. A maiden? I haven't heard that word in so long. A maiden must unleash the monster within to save her kingdom in the dark. Lush gothic fantasy debut. Okay. And I feel like if I'm correct, this is the first book in like a multi-book series. And so yeah, this is gonna be my next read. I feel like I really got into the... Interestingly enough, I know what scene they chose from. My most recent read was You Again. The scene that they chose for the cover, I understand why, but it really gives you the... I guess also since it's based on When Harry Met Sally, and When Harry Met Sally has like a really evocative like fall feeling. I really feel like they could have chose any season though, but I can also see like from a marketing standpoint though, the cover is like, in my opinion, like very pretty. So I can see like that's eye-catching. This is all to say basically, I'm really in like a fall mood and I feel like I'm trying to get more into it, and so this is going to be my next read. I'm trying to think about what I need to, well not what I need to do, what I can do next. I'm trying to think. I feel like it's going to be wash day soon, so I'll go to the beauty supply store for the style I think I'm going to do. And also I've been thinking about watching Practical Magic. I realize never watched it before, so I'm like, should that be my next, like, I'm watching Arrested Development right now, which is so funny, and I kept seeing so many scenes that I've seen like turned into other memes like that, like, and scene picture that I was like, okay, let me just watch it, and then I realized it was on Netflix. I thought it would be really hard to find for some reason, but let's see where this weekend takes us, and yeah. I feel like pure joy and happiness in adulthood is seeing gas for $2.99 per gallon, because the way I pulled over so fast. I just put my gas actually, and I went to the beauty supply store and I got a pack of like crochet faux locks. I already have a pack at home from the last time I did this style. But yeah, I just feel like that one is very like, not only like fall-esque, but like also just not very harsh on my hair in terms of like pulling or tensing it up. I was going to go home, but I actually think I've been looking for this little side table just for the corner of my room to just like switch out some furniture. I haven't really been able to find anything, so I've just been like browsing, thrifting, trying to be a lot more mindful in the same way that I've been so happy that I've been able to really utilize the library the past couple months and like really this year, because it's saved me so much money on like, oh, Diva, I mean, it's all about taking a gamble, I guess, but good thing you didn't buy that book because you ended up eating it, you can just return it. It's been really great utilizing it in that way. In that same way, I'm trying to just be more mindful of the way I spend my money, especially on the weekends when I feel like, since I get off of work, I'm like, oh my god, like let's do that. And so yeah, I'm gonna go to the Salvation Army, and then I'm gonna go to Goodwill, and then I'll probably go home. So I went in there for a table and I came out with shoes. But you should be happy for me because I didn't buy a book. So I love buying books from the thrift stores though, because one, they're usually like great deals, like 3 for $4, or like 2 hardcovers for like $3, which is like amazing. But I'm just like, Diva, you do not need this book right now. But I got this really cute pair of Pumas. And they're so lightweight, which was, I think, is what kind of sold me too. I expected them to kind of feel like cardboard when I put them on, because of how, when I was like lifting them, how they felt. But when I put them on, I was like, this is kind of comfy, cozy. But I think honestly, I've been looking for like a little table in my room for so long, which I'm kind of kicking myself for that. When I was at Goodwill a couple weeks ago, I found like this little like lunch dinner tray that was super cutesy. I should do a room tour so you guys can see it in my room. But I use it as like my bedside table, and it came as like a pair, not for like a discounted price, but there were 2 of them, and I should have just gotten both of them, but I only got one because that's what I wanted at the time. But if I just got the 2, I would have had the other one to act as like a set. Honestly, I should probably just go somewhere else to look for the lunch tray, like a Walmart. I'm sure they sell like duplicate ones, but like I got that one for like super cheap, and so I'm kind of like, but time to go home, and I'm kind of sweaty. I forget like fall is the time in between, like it's really cold maybe in the morning, but then by the time like the afternoon, like evening hits, it's like not cold anymore. So I need to get out of the sun and lay in my bed. So I need to lay in my bed. I don't know what I thought I was gonna do when I got home, but I ended up, as per usual, taking a bit. What did I just hit myself? I took a long nap. Love that for myself. And I don't know if it's just, maybe somebody can tell me this, like, is it as the seasons change, like the cicadas get louder? Because I feel like, or just the bugs that are chirping, they're usually not this loud at night, but I feel like I can hear them so clearly. Maybe because it's my fan's not running right now. But what I'm probably going to spend the rest of the night doing is editing this vlog, which by the time I post this, that vlog will be posted. So shameless plug, go watch my Lisbon vlog. I really like how, especially how the intro came out. So that's what I'll be doing for the rest of the night. Yeah, and if anybody cares at all, I feel like I won't be able to show you guys a good angle from this point. But I finally got my bun in the back to kind of like feel like it's completely like pushed up. Usually I feel like it's always like falling like terribly, but it feels like it's like fully against the back of my head. And I feel like if you guys wouldn't know this, but I have a wristband that I usually have on my wrist that's like a scrunchie, like the wire scrunchie. I feel like I can never get my hair up entirely in this little bun kind of way, but so yeah, let's go edit. Guys, I was gonna say good morning. That's not the truth. There's a couple of things I need to do today. Honestly, cleaning my room. I feel like it like so often gets cluttered in like a way where I'm like, Diva, just put down this piece of clothes. It won't become cluttered. But this is cluttered. It won't become cluttered. And I look over and I'm like, oh, there's a bunch of crap on my couch. So I want to do that. But first, I do have some book mail I want to open that I got from Berkeley. Thank you for the free books, because I got a special edition of a book, which I don't think I have any special editions of books. Oh, I have that one copy of Divergent if you guys watched my bookshelf organization video. But this is like the most recent, which is like exciting. It looked so cool from what I saw like online, and so I'm gonna open those first. If anybody can also tell me like how not to get like your whole sink wet when you wash your face, please tell me. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Open the smaller package first. I'm keeping them honestly. They just simply flipped over because my dress is on there, so it becomes hers. Ah, Make the Season Bright. Author of Tris Kelly Doesn't Date Ashley Herring Blake. Season Bright. This is what it guys looks like. It's a Christmas themed book, which, wow, reminds me that Christmas is soon. Cover art is cute. Two exes find themselves stuck at the same house for Christmas in this holiday romance by Ashley Herring Blake. It's been 5 years since Charlotte Donovan was ditched at the altar by her ex-fiance, and she's doing just fine. Sure, her mother never checks in, but she has her string ensemble, the Rosalind Quartet, and her life in New York is a dream come true. As the holidays draw near, her ensemble mates Sloan persuade Charlotte and the rest of the quartet to spend Christmas with their family in Colorado. It is much cozier and quiet than Manhattan and would guarantee more practice time for the quartet's upcoming tour. When Charlotte arrived, she discovers that Sloane's sister Adele also brought a friend home, and that friend is none other than her ex Brighton. All Brighton Fairbrook wanted was to have the holliest, jolliest Christmas and try to forget that her band kicked her out, but instead she stuck pretending that she and her ex are strangers. It proves to be difficult when Sloane and Adele's mom size them all up for a series of Christmas dating events. Charlotte and Brighton are soon entrenched in horseback riding and cookie decorating, but Charlotte still won't talk to her. After a few days, however, things start to slip through. Memories, music, the way they used to play together, Brighton on guitar, Charlotte on her violin, it all feels painfully familiar. But it's in the past and nothing came up yet in their hearts. Right? The concept for this book just sounded, I love a good like weird, like we had like the tumultuous, like we had a past relationship and now we don't. Why is that happening? When I requested this, I was also like, once Christmas comes around, I will be wanting to get into the Christmas mood. And I feel like I'm somebody who, honestly, when seasons change, I never read the books of those seasons about like what I should. Outside of like getting into like more like fall, like getting into fantasy again, like for the fall, I feel like when it comes to Christmas, there's something that feels so like too on the nose to be reading like Christmas books during that time. But I feel like as when I get a break from work or like when the fall transitions to winter, this will be on my TBR. I like the colors used in this. The gray here is nice. Two exes find themselves stuck at the same house for Christmas. It kind of reminds me of that movie that had that guy, sorry, I'm misremembering his name, but the guy from The Duff, and then Wheaton Meister. His name is really escaping me. It's not the exact plot of this book, of course, but because his parents like invited her knowing that they used to date, but they were two exes at the same house for Christmas. Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna put this on my bookshelf. My little bookshelf is growing, which I'm very happy about. How do you guys organize your bookshelves? I feel like I never really thought about it much until, of course, I was doing it myself, and I was like, this is harder than I thought. So know if you want to go by like paperback, hardcover, or not. I don't know. And this is the second one. It's in a box. Do I need scissors? I need scissors. Well, what it says on the cover is, welcome fledgling, you have been inducted into the Royal Artifactual Guild. Are you ready for something something? I say something something because the sticker that has my name on it is covering that part of the question. But I am ready. I am ready. Okay, let's see. I think I've gotten this without, okay. The inside is multicolored. This is a Ruby Dixon book, if anybody is curious. Wow. Well, she's gorgeous. Wow. I did not think it would be in such large print. Wow. Full moon rising. In a world of magical artifacts, there's other stuff in the thing, but I'm going to read the blurb first. In a world of magical artifacts and fantastical beings, a woman determined to save her family joins forces with an unlikely partner, a minotaur in the steamy romance sea by US Today bestselling author Ruby Dixon. As a holder's daughter, Aspeth Henri knows the importance of magical artifacts, which is why it's a disaster that her father has gambled all of theirs away. Now that her family is in danger of losing their hold in their heads, if anybody finds out the truth, Aspeth decides to do something about it. She'll join the Royal Artifactual Guild and the adventurers who explore ancient underground ruins to retrieve the coveted arcane items. It's a great plan, with one big problem. The guild won't let her train because she's a woman. Aspeth needs a chaperone of some kind. The best way to get around this problem? Marry someone. Of course, that's not the blurb, that's me, of course. Who will let her become an apprentice? Who better than a surly guild member who requires a favor of his own? He's a minotaur. That's fine. Who is her teacher? Also fine. And he's about to go into rut, which is where it gets tricky. He also has no idea she's a noble, oops, and he'll want nothing to do with her if he discovers her real identity. Now Aspeth just has to pass the guild test, thwart a title hunter, and save her hold. Oh, and survive a rut with her monstrous horned husband, who she might be falling in love with. It's time to dig deep, literally. Okay, this is the inside flap. Wait, this is like, not like I'm surprised by this because they let me know that this was coming, but as somebody who has not gotten a special edition like of a book recently, I feel like they're just so beautiful. Let me see what the, I guess like if I take off the cover, what this inside flap looks like. Ooh, pretty. So the full moon rising, if you guys can see. I feel like I have to be so careful with this. I'm just flipping around. Thank you. Thank you. There's just something that makes every time I receive book mail that just makes me feel so like giddy and like young. These are 2 cards. It says card 9, read after chapter 49. Card 10, read after chapter 51. And so I'll keep them with the book. See the other things that are in this box? Oh, there's more cards. Okay. Okay, there's one for chapter 3. Wait, that's so fun. It's like a little, like, make your own adventure. Chapter 12, chapter 20, chapter 24. Enclosed is a finished copy of Full Moon Rising by Ruby Dixon, along with some exclusive content from the author we hope you enjoy, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on the book and the experience. And I know that this work is not safe because they, like, asked you if you wanted to receive it. Oh, this is cutesy. Card from the author. I feel like I seem so like chill since I just woke up, but this is like genuinely like, oh my god, there's so much stuff in here. I'm assuming this is character art. A little sticker. Oh my god, a bookmark. Is this a bookmark? Oh, slay. I feel like I'm somebody, if you maybe saw me when I was reading You Again, I was using like when you go into a photo booth, the strip you receive of myself as like a bookmark, because I was never into the habit of like honestly remembering exactly where I left off in books. I feel like now it's so frustrating when I'm like going through a physical book and I'm like, Diva, you cannot remember where you left off because you finished at like 3 in the morning and you were so tired and you didn't decide to like save your place, and you go off of like vibes the next morning to figure out like where you were again. This is I hope it's like not too bright that you guys can't see, but it's holographic. Nice. More stickers. And then I'm assuming this is probably the one that is like the most, I say the most like sexy, not safe for work. So, well, thank you. Now I have a book to add it to my kind of winter TBR and one to add to my growing list of my fall TBR. This is a girl who feels lucky and happy and grateful. I need to organize these on my organize. Oh, I was out country for a second. On my bookshelf. The thing about my bookshelf is you'll see all my hardcovers. I'll show you guys. All my hardcovers are over to one side. I'll need to reorganize my hardcovers. We'll see. We'll see. Actually, there's something else in here. Oh, okay. There was a little kind of like notice. Read me first. Oh, well, I feel silly. I did not see that. It was under the book. Don't shame me. Fledgling. This box is intended to be an immersive experience. It contains a copy of the special first edition of Full Moon Rising, Ruby Dixon, along with labeled envelopes featuring exclusive content and anecdotes directly from the author that we hope will enhance and enrich your reading experience. Please be sure to read the labels on each envelope as they contain the instructions for when exactly you should open them. We are so excited to share this book with you and hope you have a good time reading. Okay, yeah, that adds a little bit of context to the envelopes that I was a little bit more confused about. I feel like I should organize these in my bookshelf. Let's go do that really quickly. Hi guys, I'm gonna get on the floor. This is my growing collection. These pieces, if I get more books, well, that's kind of occupied already, but if I get more books, these two top two will be occupied by them. I feel like Make the Season Bright is not that difficult to place in terms of like, you guys can see, I have a bunch of paper. I have some hardcovers in the back, hardcovers over here. So some reorganizing is going to have to happen. My biggest thing that I feel like I'm a stickler for, if two books belong to the same series, or if like when it's like a duology, they do need to be together. That's the only thing I feel like. That and height, that kind of bothers me, but like those are the two things, like actually like a novel story and 7-Year Slip. Ta-da! So yeah, that looks good. Yeah, I feel like sometimes I put like, I just said like I was gonna see what the weekend takes me, and then sometimes I put like expectations on them because like when you're not working, it feels like you have to, like working, I say like in a 9-to-5 sense, like you really have to use your free time, like so like running around doing stuff. Okay, yes, I definitely should be cleaning, but instead I got incentivized to do some book journaling, which I'm going to pan to in a second. I cleaned up a little bit. I'm journaling for my most recent read, You Again. Yeah, if you guys just want to watch me journal, stick around. I feel like I'm so like, oh dang, I didn't do what I said I was gonna do, but it's like I just said I was gonna do what the weekend took me, where it took me, and this is where it took me. Waking up a little late, opening some book mail, doing some journaling. And honestly, it's kind of like, it's like nice, but kind of like a dreary-ish little Sunday. It's just made me like a little bit lazy, and so let's do some book journaling.